So all 4 of them come individually wrapped. Pretty light, not too heavy. Seem very well made. Let me get out of the bag and we'll go over the barn. Got a little helper here filming for me. All right, can you come on in closer to me? Film this. Oh yeah, when you first take it out of the bag, there's a strong odor, but it seems to dissipate as you leave it out. Yeah, so it's nice. Got the little staples all around here. The fabric seems pretty thick, pretty well put together. Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties. Got your chair, filmer. All right. Pretty well put together. Holes are in the fabric are perfectly aligned with the screw holes. Pretty light. But yeah, it's got this nice little seam right here. That's a zipper, but of course you're not going to unzip it. It's got this nice little seam right here coming around. They seem all pretty well put together. I'm going to go ahead and unwrap them all and then come back and put some legs on. Okay, hit that red button again. Getting a little bit closer to the instructions. They're definitely okay, but not great. I don't know how much more you need for putting a chair together, but certainly not the best I've seen. Got a bunch of warnings here. So that smell I was talking about earlier, it's definitely still there. It's not the it's not like the formaldehyde smell that you smell sometimes when you get stuff from a factory, but it's definitely a strong new fabric plastic type smell to it. So if you have the chance, maybe leave them outside for a day. I'm gonna put them together and then put them outside for a day. So there's each of the legs has an adjustable foot. Just a little adjustable foot on the bottom. And then, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the wood grain? Like a little, let me see. Like a little wood grain to it. I'm trying to keep you focused on it. But it's definitely steel, so that's nice. Got some wrapped in this bubble wrap, and then there's some wrapped in this, just paper, and they are definitely different. So one side is square and one side is like that. So that was a nice touch. Even though they're distinctly different, they wrap them in different materials. Feet on these are also adjustable, so that's nice. I'm gonna let them unwrap all these, and then if I see any blemishes, I'll record them. Otherwise, so far, they look pretty clean. Hit the red button. So, just gonna go around it here so you can see a close-up of it. It's a nice chair. It's actually quite comfortable. So what I did was, I did use a screw gun, but if you look at the screw gun, I just torqued it down to, that's 6, and I started out originally with 4. So if you're gonna use like a screw gun or a drill or something like that, just make sure you torque it down to a really low torque, and then go back over by hand. But this was just to get me the screws in real fast, so I wasn't recording all day long showing you guys how to put a chair together, because I'm sure you already know that if you bought these. So it's real comfortable, nice thick stiff pad right there. Same back is nice and soft, whereas the base is thick, so you got a lot of nice support. There are some things, like if you look down here, the little plastic foot is offset here, so you got a little thing there hanging over the edge. Back there too, but not anything you'll notice unless you put it together like I did. So, you know, it just hangs over a little bit. And then I'll show you the bottom here. So if you look at the bottom, so once again, the steel legs, they're all steel. The little foot's hanging over the edge right there. If you look at it, you can see got about a little fingernail's worth of overhang. And then if you come down here, right in the back here, was this one right here. So right when I was screwing this together, some of this fabric was too far in. So in order to get the leg flat, I had to kind of push the fabric back a little bit inside of here, and it ended up, I can't see it right now because it wasn't that big, but it ended up ripping the fabric just a touch because I was trying to, this outer fabric underneath this felt top, I was trying to push it back to get the leg flat up against the surface here, and it ripped just a little bit. And I had the same problem you can tell on this one up here where I had to push the fabric back. And that one, there you go, that's a better angle. That's where it was getting in the way of the fabric. So in order to get this flat up against the wood, I had to push it up against there a little bit. But no big deal. I mean, that's an easy fix. Also, what I noticed is in these front legs, each of the legs has an oblong hole. So you got the circle, another circle, and then there's your oblong. At first I thought it was just an error because it seemed weird, but then I noticed it was on every single front foot only, not the back foots. And that actually worked out pretty well because there was a couple times when, because of where the fabric was, I had to adjust it just a little bit to be able to get it in there without messing up the fabric. So that worked out really well, and that was nice. Okay, so this one was nice and easy. You get over to this side, same thing. All the fabrics pull back pretty nice. Lines up really well. And then these are your back ones. And then you get your front one here and bring it in. And then there you go. So if you look down in the hole right there, it's a little misaligned. All I had to do is, here's the fabric. You just push the fabric up a little bit and it doesn't rip it or anything unless you're pushing really hard. But that's where that oblong hole comes in, because right there, as you can see, I'm a little bit off to avoid the fabric here. And that just works out to where I can put the screw in somewhat in the middle right there. Nice little thought. I mean, at first I thought it was an error, but then I realized, no, they did that on purpose. So nice little thoughtful thing right there, because I actually ended up using it. Only on the fronts, not on the backs, but just in the front. Hit the button now, but we're not recording anymore. I just want to highlight something here.
Daddy?
Yep. Easy enough. Oh, yeah, let me get you. Let me be your helper now. There you go. All right.
Good.
Yep. Easy enough that a 6-year-old can do it. Did you hit it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it recording?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Let me see. Turn around. Yep. Okay. They got not a strong smell, but a little smell to them. New fabric. Yeah, new fabric.